after you make your money, your commission check, dude, what do you do with it? Because a lot of you, man, you're stupid, all right? Well, I don't mean like that, but a lot of you do. You're taking your money, dude, and you go buy stupid shit with it. Yeah. Tim is going to show you how to invest that money. All right, guys, I'm going to take you out to meet my buddy, Tim Cornwell, one of the sharpest guy in the game in my local area here. He's a badass. Known him for 12 years. One of the realest person in the game. So Tim is a realtor, all right? He's also an investor. If you want to become a realtor, you want to find a person that actually does both, that knows both. Because there's a lot of realtor out there that only teaches you how to list property, right? Work with buyers and seller, right? But you want to find one that actually knows investing. So he actually owns a lot of rentals. Super humble guy, very smart, very intelligent, very sharp, super successful. And we're also going to talk about the vacant piece of land here, which Tim knows a lot about. Like, he's the expert when it comes to like vacant land. How do you get it from just a vacant piece of land to actually develop it? Because Lon and I wants to build our dream house on this land eventually. You know, for those of you like new into the game, you're like, hey, Khang, I want to get into real estate, but I don't know where to start. I want to, you know, maybe you want to be an agent. For some of you, you'd be like, hey, Khang, I want to wholesale, but I also want to become a realtor. What are the steps to take? And I'm going to have Tim speak on that because I'm not an agent. So Tim will give you guys at least a little guidance to kind of where to start. All right, so stay tuned. All right, you guys, for those of you who don't know who this is Mr. Tim Cornwell. My gosh, dude. Woo! I known Tim 12 years ago when I first got into my real estate career. And there's only a few real one in the world, my friend. And Mr. Cornwell is one of them. This man here is as real as it can be. He's a mentor to a lot of people, but Tim, the most important, dude, this guy is a go-giver. Anytime when you reach out, he's all like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you?
Absolutely.
The best go-giver ever, man.
What can I do to make your day better?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you, if you're in Washington States and you want to become an agent, Mr. Tim Cornwell, how can they get a hold of you, man?
Oh, hey, you know, just give me a call or text, 360-223-0190. If you go Tim Cornwell on Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me. Yeah, and you know, that's my passion. You know, I want to help other people reach their dreams and experience financial freedom through real estate. You know, using that pathway through real estate to sell real estate, make commissions, but also invest. You know, that's the wealth building channel. I'm an investor as well. We're both investors. So I love to help people be successful as a real estate agent and also be successful acquiring income producing properties.
I love it. So here's something that you guys don't understand. You know, to me, finding a mentor, finding someone that you can look up to and that you can learn from. The key thing is that Tim is not just an agent. This is the key here, because Tim is also an investor. So he will show you guys, after you make your money, your commission check, dude, what do you do with it? Because a lot of you, man, you're stupid, all right? Well, I don't mean like that, but a lot of you do. You're taking your money, dude, and you go buy stupid shit with it. Tim is going to show you how to invest that money.
That's right.
You want to find a mentor that can show you how to make it?
That's right.
How to do it, invest it, multiply it, 10x that money.
So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to blow it up as a real estate agent, make enough commissions to cover your lifestyle, like your basic living expenses. How do we get that handled first? Then the surplus, like let's become like massive, successful real estate agents. You take those surplus commissions and then we start applying it to acquiring properties, flipping properties, wholesaling properties, whatever, education. You take that money, you take some of that commission, you spend it on education. You know a good book they could buy?
What?
Do you know a good book they could buy?
For real estate?
Yeah.
For wholesale?
Yeah.
Well, I just launched my new book called The Secret to Wholesaling Real Estate Virtually. So if you want to grab a copy, DM me the word book, and I'll send you the link.
Love that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we'll get everybody a copy.
Awesome. Sure. And Tim, once again, dude, was that your real phone number?
Yeah, 360-223-0190, 360-223-0190, or just like Google Tim Cornwell, Cornwell. You'll find me on Facebook, Instagram.
And Tim, are you training people just in Washington states, or what other states do?
You know what? Let's talk. Let's just talk. If you're stuck, you're like, I know I have more potential, but I don't know how to get there as an agent, as an investor, let's figure it out together.
And Tim, can people do this like a part-time, like just a side hustle?
They can. They can. I mean, anything's possible. But honestly, it really, to go all in, to have that commitment, that mindset, like, hey man, I'm gonna go all in on this thing, I'm gonna figure out a way, that's a big breakthrough. You know, because if you can try it part-time, it's harder.
Okay.
It's going to be harder to do part-time. But I think that's part of the thing is like taking that leap, you know, and then you kind of like, you grow wings on the way down. You know, and so it's just like, you figure out a way. You're like, hey, maybe there's someone that would sponsor me as an entrepreneur. Maybe I can borrow money from the equity in my house or get a HELOC, or I've got a friend, a family member, someone that would loan me the money to get me through until I'm generating enough cash flow to like, I'm independent.
So Tim, I mean, let's just say that I'm right now just grinding out a job and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. So what would your advice be if I like, hey Tim, you know, I want to jump on, be a part of your team. I want to be an agent.
Right.
What's the next step?
You know, again, you've got, I think it honestly is this. It is like, okay, what is the date I will quit my job? When will I quit the JOB? You set the date in stone. If you've got a partner or a spouse, you got to be on the same page. And what is the, and I'll work with you. Like I will work with someone that says, hey, I want to quit my job. I want to be a full-time real estate entrepreneur. I will help you map out a journey, a pathway to get there, okay? And so whether it's 30 days, 3 months, 6 months, we'll create like a launch pad, you know, kind of a runway to get you off your job.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Tim, how many team members do you have on your team currently?
Well, right now I have 6 people on the team that come into the office every day, that work with me every day, hands-on, face-to-face. I have another 10 people I'm directly mentoring.
Wow.
And then I have about 43 people in my entire group that through EXP that we support.
Nice. Yeah. So once again, for those of you, if you're looking for a great mentor, not just teaching you about becoming a realtor, but in investing and making money, mindset, Tim's your man.
Right. That's right, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So today I'm bringing Tim out to this vacant piece of land because I couldn't think of any better person. Tim is the expert when it comes to like vacant land like this because I have no clue where to start or what to do with it. Yeah. But with Tim advice, we've got some people out here already. Yeah. I think they've already done a lot of stuff.
When you're looking at vacant land, 2 pieces of advice I would give you first off. Get it under contract with feasibility. You get it under contract with a feasibility contingency. That's the most important part.
How long?
At least 90 days if you can, as long as possible.
Right.
6 months, 90 days. If you do it in a shorter time frame, you're probably not going to have time to get everybody out here and work with the city or the county to get all those check boxes handled.
Got it.
Because the goal is, I'm going to buy this piece of property. My intention is to close. However, I need to know what it's going to take to get a building permit.
Right.
That's the objective. Until you know every box that needs to get checked in order to get a building permit, and then get all of the people out here to look at the property to tell you what can and can't be done. Drilling a well, putting in a septic system, wetlands, setbacks, access off the road, all those factors, you have to get solid answers on those before you move forward and remove that feasibility.
Got it. And Tim, once you get a permit, how long does it take? Like, when can you, like, I guess the time frame that they gave you?
Once you get the permit?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, you have about a year until you need to build.
Okay.
The other thing I was gonna say is, the first part is get it under contract.
Yep.
Okay, get the thing under contract with feasibility. One of the first phone calls you're gonna make is to a land use consultant in your local area.
Yep.
So wherever you're at in the country, call, you know, if you have a great realtor, he'll know some land use consultants, or ask around to some other realtors, hey, who are some of the best land use consultants in our area? Get that land use consultant on the phone, say, here's my property, here's the address, here's the parcel number. Just based on what you know about our area, what can you tell me I could be up against on this property? And it's even worth spending a couple $100 just to go in and sit down and do a consultation with that land use consultant. Because if you try to figure it all out on your own from A to Z, just first time out, it's a huge waste of time and there's a high risk factor there. So that land use consultant is the best place to start, along with a great real estate agent.
So Tim, is there someone that you can hire that can actually do the entire process for you without you?
Yeah. Again, the land use consultant will run with that whole process.
You can pay him. He'll do the entire thing. He'll do the entire thing and get the permits in your hand.
Yeah. Yes, not all of them.
Okay.
But you could ask that question.
So with feasibilities, Tim, talking about feasibility, obviously you want to lock the property under contract or the land or whatever it is, right? And get as long as time as you want. But sometimes you want to win the bid. You got to come in and you got to present with that, you know, quicker closing, right? Less time. So we locked this thing up for I think we got 45 days on it. It's coming up here on September 24th. But I already let my agent know that we need an extra 30 days. So for me, it's like once you're in the game, like once you tied it up, you built that rapport
Right.
with the agent.
Right.
Like they know that you're serious, you really want to get
Right.
this done, but they also
Yeah.
understand that, dude,
Yeah.
this is a vacant piece of land.
Right.
It's not like a house where you go in there, you hire a contractor, walk the thing, and
Yeah.
then boom.
Yeah.
So he knows. So for me, that's the goal, is tying it up, and then
100%.
build the rapport, work with them,
Exactly.
and then get an extension.
And then what can happen on that extension is if you have enough information, you're like, hey, I'm 80% of the way
Yep.
there, but I'm not 100. I need another 30 days. And it might cost you money. You're like, hey, I'll give you another $5,000 non-refundable.
Yep.
So we can get another 30-day extension. Or you might even need an extension on your closing date now.
Hmm.
But again, you're just throwing out that non-refundable money
Yep.
to buy that time with the seller, right?
That is so good. Like I
Yeah.
said, guys, money talks, bullshit walks. That's how it, that's how it is.
right, that's right.
So Tim, here's my question to you. Like for those that are like getting into the game,
Yeah.
you know, like Tim has done it all, like the new constructions, the, you know, the remodels, the wholesaling, all of that. What would you advise for those that are like fresh, new?
Yeah, you know, there's nothing better than just on-the-job training. You know,
agree.
and so go get into a deal. Go get into a deal. Work with a great real estate agent, and get your contingencies in place. All of our contracts, all the boilerplate language and the contracts, probably anywhere in the country, but here in the state of Washington, they're all buyer-centric. They're all protecting the buyer. The seller really doesn't have any control. Once that seller signs a contract, they can't do anything. So the buyer has all the control. So if you have a financing contingency, if you have an inspection or feasibility contingency, if you have a well contingency, septic contingency, any of those contingencies protect your earnest money. And so I'd say go write offers. Go find a piece of property, write an offer, get it under contract, have a contingency, and then you'll learn in real time. The other thing is literally physically walking into the planning department, walking into the city planning department, walking into the county planning department, and just saying, hey, I'm looking at this parcel. What can you tell me about this particular parcel? What needs to happen in order to get a building permit? What can you tell me about this area in terms of wetlands? And they have overlays. They can pull it up on their computer with the overlay, and they can tell you exactly, here's the zoning, here's your utilities, here's the wetlands that we know are there, here's our transportation. You'll get all your answers that way. So personally, write offers, get them under contract with contingencies, and then show up at the planning department office and get it figured out.
Boom. All right, you guys. So Tim, I got Angeline on here. Angeline, this is Meet Tim.
Hey, Angeline.
Hi, Tim.
So Angeline, can you tell Tim what have we got done already on the land?
First was it's Henry.
Okay. So what does he do, Angeline?
He is the septic designer.
Okay.
So what he mentioned to his report is that we need to get a further advice from the wetland guy.
Critical areas.
For his assessment is that just a very little bit portion of the property that is dry, because most part of it is in wetland.
Got it. Okay. So Angeline, we got that. What's next?
Next is coming from the wetland guy, and that is
What did he say?
Tony. His name is Tony. See, Tony said that you can build a portion of the land, however, it is not subdividable, and if ever that you will go to, it needs mitigation.
I got it, Angeline. So he said it's buildable.
Yeah.
We don't care about subdividing the land, and then we need the mitigation. Okay. Is
If
that
you want to subdivide, you'll need to mitigate. But what if you don't need to subdivide? Do you need mitigation?
okay, Angeline? Maybe take down that notes what Tim just said, and then maybe ask the guy. So why don't you take down the notes and then call the guy back and then ask him? Now, what's the next thing? What else have we done?
He needs to process the permit if ever that you will move forward, since that there is a part of the land that he considered that it's not a problem. That's what he said, that it's a good news that we can build, or you can build on that property.
Okay, so Angeline, that's all we got so far, right?
How big of a footprint? How big is the buildable footprint of the house?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't ask that
Okay.
question.
Anything else, Tim? I think so far that's all we've gotten so far.
Is if you look at a site plan, what part of the property can you place the house? Any part of the property? Does it have to be up front? Does it have to be in back?
Got it.
Where do you site the house on the parcel?
Angeline, you got that?
Yeah.
So also ask him, is that where can we put the house on the land? Could we put it anywhere, or does it have to be in a certain spot? All right, we're running out of time. Angeline, I'll have to call you. Okay, bye. I know, I'll send the lawn. We didn't do lawn schedule. So
You're
Tim,
good.
I think, what's the guy name again?
For,
Tim? For the
Jesse Stoner.
yeah.
Jesse Stoner. Jesse.
Jesse Stoner?
Jesse
Okay,
Stoner.
Lon, I'm coming home right now. Bye. So Jesse Stoner.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay,
He's our land use guy.
you got it.
All right. Hey, if you liked this content, smash the like button.
Boom.
And then you got to subscribe to this guy. He's amazing.
And Tim, let's what?
Let's go get the money!